We already got done drinking. We're gonna go get some lunch because we're drunk and we're hungry. So we get in there, and there's one guy in my coworker's girlfriend's face. 3 weeks could go by, like, oh no, that's like we talked about that 6 months ago. I was like, holy shit, that was 3 weeks ago.
Well, and that's like the whole thing with BTier, right? It's like what happens between like whatever time frame we're in, because like our episodes are coming out 7 months ahead of time, and you know, like we just have a bunch of different like backlog content. Yeah, we have backlog content. We got daily videos and all that. Right. So it definitely is like hard to keep on on top of it all. But yeah, I don't know. We had like a 4th of July happen. We didn't do a 4th of July episode. I don't remember if we did one last year. I couldn't remember. I can't
remember either.
But we have been like a series or like a channel now for a year. So I don't know what time that happened. I want to say it was probably like June sometime.
Yeah, because I think you hit me up after 4th of July asking like, hey, you want to do another pod? And of course I said yes.
Yeah, and that's like amazing. And then Phil joined in. And
no, I joined in after Phil because Phil came.
I don't remember. I don't even remember.
Because it was
all I know is that it's been here for about a year.
Yeah, you and Kato, and then it's like then you and Phil. Then you brought me in because you know it's like I'll be able to.
I was like, he's in.
We've been consistently doing together, consistently forever. So it's like it's been phenomenal.
We're cooking.
We're cooking.
Absolutely cooking.
It reminds me of that soundbite, "Let him cook," and it just kind of gets more and more aggressive throughout the thing.
Let him cook.
Yeah, let him cook.
Drink to that. And we do just have the Woodford Reserve out, which is always good.
It's a solid, man. I would drink this one over, what is the other one? Basil Hayden's.
Oh, Basil.
Overrated.
I remember telling my mom that, and she's like, what? I thought it was good. But I introduced my mom to peanut butter whiskey.
Which one?
Screwball.
Oh, Screwball.
Okay. Yeah, the only one, right? The only good one.
There's a couple of them out there that are pretty solid.
Rebel Stoke and all that.
No. There's another one that's a little bit better quality. Pollinger was telling me about it. He tried it, and he says it's pretty solid.
All right, so there's a better quality than Screwball, though.
Screwball
is so sugary.
I'm sure it's probably right at the same level. But, you know, it's like you and I could polish up a bottle of Screwball without even taking a breath.
Me and my mom, like, we started drinking it. Next thing we know, there's only, like, probably this much left of the bottle. And she's like, we can't keep drinking this. I was like, we could.
We could. You might have a diabetic shock. My friend, he was there. His name was Nathan Mathwick. He was there at the Meat Fest. So like, here a couple years ago, he came down. He brought down a chocolate liqueur, and him and I drank the entire bottle right around the island. It's like 2:30. It's like we should probably go to bed because we're gonna be up here like a couple hours. And then I woke up hungover, so I wore my flip flops out in Toma Warren's out shooting the course. So it's luckily like it was dry enough where they went through and they sprayed everything, so there was no ticks or any mosquitoes. So that's usually what our biggest thing is. But last time we were out there 2 weeks ago, I was, and one guy in our group literally had all the ticks in him. He had 10 ticks just latch on him, and I'm not even over exaggerating it. 10 ticks literally. I've watched him, like it was like every hole, but it's like I'm bringing you along next time because it's like
I'm not getting bit.
Yeah, because it's like they couldn't spray because it was been so wet that week.
Yeah,
so it is what it is.
Well, I was gonna put this into the hat, but it's not quite a hat question, so I was like, maybe I'll just ask you, and you might be able to tell me. So, who do you think would win in a 100-meter dash if you had to eat a hot dog right before it? Joey Chestnut or Usain Bolt?
Oh, Usain! I don't know who Joey Chestnut is.
Guy who like usually wins the hot dog competition.
Oh, I still think
he's won like.
I think Bolt still has it. He's got that freak talent, man. He's got that God-given gift to be able to run, even if because like.
But he has to eat a hot dog first.
I'm sure he can
even think he knows what a hot dog is.
His mental or his physical training will kick in, even though it may be uncomfortable.
Okay,
you know. I got to give it to Usain Bolt. I mean, he's got it, man.
All right. I would say, I think Chestnut wins it. Because he downs a hot dog in, like, what, 0.4 seconds?
He would
probably just starts running.
You'd have a lead, but Bolt will catch up to him, man.
Yeah, but how long does it take to run, like, a 100-meter dash?
Oh,
for like an average person. Like I mean,
Usain Bolt probably do under 10, but it's like an average person maybe 20 seconds. Like that's if somebody that's not going
like
through
not
cardio.
Trained. Yeah, not trained.
Like if you
20 seconds.
You or I, you'd probably do it in 10 or 15 seconds. I'd probably do it in 20 or something like that because I don't have the lung capacity to be able to do that.
Do you think,
I've never been a fast runner anyways. I've always been a consistent runner.
Do you think Joey Chestnut would eat the hot dog so much faster that he would have like enough of a lead?
Hands down.
Yeah.
You just inhale it.
That's where my question is, I guess. I think Chestnut wins it. If he's like a professional eater, man. Like
it'll be milliseconds between where Usain Bolt will catch up to him. Okay. But you're right. But it's like, no, this is where you got to be a little more to it. So it can't be a plain hot dog. It has to have ketchup and mustard and relish on it. So this way, then it basically puts them both at a somewhat of an equal balance because when Chester eats it, he traditionally just eats it plain. Just eats the bread and the hamburger or the hot dog and just destroys them both. Yeah. But now if you add all these extra condiments to it, it will at least balance it out. So this way Usain Bolt could have a chance to be able to devour the hot dog and have a chance to be able to run. So now that could really level the thing because now you have both of them that are not used to eating all these condiments, and Usain Bolt's diet is so fine-tuned. I think it'd probably it'd bog him down because it's like it's just so much carbs so quickly and so much sugar too.
Yeah. All right, so maybe the hot dog eater wins.
Mm-hmm.
He just wins because he's like just better at that.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have a leg up on eating it, but
I don't think Usain Bolt even knows like what a hot dog is. So he's probably just like, what is this contraption? Wouldn't know how to eat it. He's like eating it sideways. Joey Chestnut's only running.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's got Usain Bolt's got that Wheaties money, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, it's not.
I mean, it's a fair question. It's a very good question to think about.
I saw it online and I was like, that's a really good question for a hat, but I just didn't want to put it in the hat because then I'm like, how do you write that out? It's a scenario. You have to write out.
That's more of a scenario one. Now, the upside, what they could do is they could always like if they both of them eat at a baseline or both of them run at a baseline and have the heart rate down and all the monitors hooked up, and then you can add that to it. You can at least be able to come out with some scenario where we can have it generated.
Yeah, if you're saying it's animation. like a 200 meter dash, Usain Bolt wins that every time.
Oh yeah, because I'm sure Chester would probably be ahead by maybe 75, 80 meters because he'd be able to down it so quickly. But Usain would just be able to run it.
Okay, that's fair. I think that's fair. So having Usain Bolt win that. I watched another video today.
Okay.
Of a I don't know if I guess he's in the NHL, but he started beating up a guy who was like egging him on at the golf course, and he throws this guy like 10 meters away from him, just into the weeds, almost pushes him into like off the golf course into the water.
Oh man.
It almost looked like a Happy Gilmore scene.
Was this like a charity event too?
I don't know. It looked like they were just getting mad because this dude was like way shorter than the guy who was beating him up, big.
But for the hockey player, man, those guys can throw hands.
He probably didn't know. I think that's like where it started out. Like this dude was just like talking big game, and then
because
he runs at him and just shoves him. And then the hockey player turns around and just whips him into the weeds.
So the guy in the audience initiated the fight first?
Well, it wasn't an audience or anything like that. It was just like a regular Saturday morning tee off.
Oh, because I can understand like the country club adjacent. Those guys are funny though. Those guys are just. But usually when they do a bit, when they're gonna have people,
it was not a bit.
They're gonna know about it ahead of schedule.
It was not a bit. This guy gets back up, throws hands back at him, and then he picks him up and like takes him by like the. Like really hockey fights this guy,
dude,
he takes him by like the shirt, and just bang, 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 like he's yelling bang while he's punching him.
Was he Russian too, or was he Canadian?
Yeah, right. Throws him into the cart path. This dude gets back up one more time, and then he just gets tossed. And then his friend finally steps in, and he's like, "Dude, you got to stop! Like this guy's clearly gonna kill you." But yeah, I don't know if it was it didn't look like a charity event. There was no like audience or anything like that. So this was just like a video. And you ran into an NHL player in the wild, right?
Well, you've seen about those people that are that do those prank stuff like that. Remember that one guy that got shot for pulling that aggressive and the
in the ball or whatever,
mall,
like the YouTube pranker.
The YouTube pranker. Well, then the guy didn't get off, but he was found that what he did was self-defense because he pushed it. So it's like now, like, let's say this was the same situation where the guy that's recording it knew he was going to act up and then record everything like that, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, and like one of his friends, so like his friend was the one recording. And he's like looking at the video, and it's like only like the guy is just like popping off at this dude who's off screen or off camera, and then he runs at the guy off camera and then shoves him, and then immediately like that fight turns around.
Wow.
Like this dude just gets the hell the shit beat out of him. But it's great.
Age,
I
man,
love it. I love the season.
You can't judge a book by its cover because there's guys like you that look or have that's your same build. They're UFC, but they're UFC fighters or they're training MMA. It's like I don't know if that's gonna be the case. That's why like when I've had conversations with like Filo Cabrera or with Marcus Torgerson, these guys are trained martial artists. But they understand it's like they have to. The first rule is to run. There's so
much discipline,
and like, not to escalate it. But their first rule is like to run away from the situation because if they need to put the person in their place, they have the skill set to do it. But the idea is to run away because you don't want to catch charges.
Yeah, because you would be like the weapon in that scenario, right? Because it's like you're trained.
Yeah, and
you know how to fight. And you're fighting somebody. Yeah, right. And you're fighting somebody who doesn't know how to fight. It's not fair. It's like not. But yeah, I mean, that's like the power of the responsibility and all that stuff. Like, you know, it is like he who holds the mallet has to be careful or whatever. But it is that like premise. And I'm at least happy that a lot of people like in dojos around here and stuff, they'll like tell you that. But like, I don't know, one of our friends, one of Kayla and my friends, her brother like went to jail for beating somebody up in a bar fight. Wasn't started by him. But he turns out he's one of the best boxers in the area, right? Like he's like won like global championships for boxing and like his weight class or whatever.
Ooh.
But yeah, somebody who's like way bigger than him, way taller than him. It was like a 6'4", like 270-pound guy. Started a fight with him in a bar around town here, and he beat the living hell out of him. And like he ended up getting charges and even though he was a smaller dude, he's like a 5'10" guy, right? And like 170, but he was just punching up. And that's like what you can do if you know how to fight, you're going to win.
And that's a crazy thing though. It's like he's lucky that he didn't like punch him in the throat or where he hits his head on something. Oh, he
hit his head on the cart path. And this dude got back up and started fighting.
I'm talking about your friend. I'm talking about your mutual that was that.
Yeah, you never know if you're going to kill somebody or not.
So, the worst part is
it's happened around here too. I remember there was a video downtown La Crosse where some guy steps out of I want to say it was Broncos, and immediately he gets like shoved. He gets like pushed, and he like falls down, and like he just tumbles backwards and smacks his head on the sidewalk curb, like right where his neck would be like falling off the back of the curb, dead on impact.
Yeah,
and the guy who obviously pushed him, like he manslaughter, right, second degree. And it's just like that easy. That guy's life is messed up. They got into a stupid bar fight, probably about a girl.
Yeah.
But like we probably all have been there too. That's the thing. Like I don't know. Like
I've been drunk many times, but never gotten to the point where it's like
I've never had to step in, but I've definitely seen it happen. I've seen it happen. Like with not necessarily with friends, but people I know. Like I've seen it happen to them. So it's. You know, it's definitely like a doable. It's very easy to get escalated when you're drinking, and
because the idea would be, it's like if there's a guy who actually trains jujitsu. He's a purple belt, something like that. But he knows his shit, and he's never been in a situation like that. But what he would recommend you do is you close the distance. You basically grab the person by the neck. You start you grab by this, you start twisting. So this way you start cutting them off. So this way they fall down. Because let's say you palm strike them to the face. they fall backwards, they hit their head on the counter or the chair or the ground. Well, now you, like you said, now you go to involuntary manslaughter. But at least this way, if you grab them, you can start choking them out. Well, now you control the body. Yeah. Then you can slowly drop them down. It's like, oh, he just had too much to drink. Just walk away.
Exactly.
You know, but it's like there's a 4D camera right there. You're like, good luck, 4K camera.
Yeah. Somebody will be filming too. I feel like everybody nowadays just whips out their phones immediately. Like,
everybody wants that clout. Everybody wants those clicks, that adrenaline dump.
Somebody's yelling "World Star" in the background. Like that would be me too. I get it. But nowadays it's like everything is filmed. So you're kind of lucky, but kind of not lucky at the same time. Like I don't know, everything is filmed. So it's like if you did something bad, you're probably not you're gonna find out. You know what I mean? You're gonna
for
find
sure.
out.
Like now, there's with the progression of chest cameras, a lot of guys will do it if they have a Crazy X. They'll have a chest camera on them, so this way then they can record all the information that's going on. Because I can't say it's all women, but there's several women out there that are very devious in what they'll do, and so you almost need that video and audio recording, so this way you're in the clear.
Yeah.
So this way then you have that body cam footage. This way you're out. You can at least be clear in the situation. You know. Yeah. I mean, that's where we're at. Like, this is why I look at all the vehicles now that have rearview mirror cameras and stuff like that, because it's just like, you don't know when somebody's going to try to pull something on you, especially when your travels down to our travels down to Illinois. You never know when someone's going to go south. Or
when they do like that straight up insurance fraud stuff. So like you have like a dash cam or whatever, and this guy like clearly stops in front of you and then like backs up into you. I don't know, I'm sure people have seen that video online where that like happens, and insurance fraud is very real. Or like when you have a car stop in front of you when you're in a city and they all get out at the same time to like kill you, take your car.
I've seen those, especially down there down the border and something like that, or down in Mexico, where all of a sudden you see these people parked cattywampus
right
and all
in front of you.
Like, and it's like it's a 2-lane highway or 1-lane highway or something like that, and it's like, what the fuck do I do? Do I plow through, or do I drop and reverse and come back? So speaking about driving issues, I was driving from Illinois on our way into Illinois.
I also have a
Iowa.
Driving story too, but okay, keep going.
we're going. We I don't know if you've ever been through from Sterling to Clinton, Iowa, and then cross the bridge there.
Yeah, I know kind of where that is.
Yeah. So what we ended up doing is we crossed the bridge. We got over into Clinton there in Clinton, Iowa, and you have to continue going westbound. You have to go on. It's like the main highway going westbound is Highway 20. So I'm driving, and it's a 2-lane turn. I'm in the outside lane because I know my next turn is immediate right. Well, it's like 500 yards, but it's like you never know how much traffic is behind you, especially in the first one. This was like, it's just easier to be in that lane. So I'm in that lane. All of a sudden, I got this Prius. Iowa going full send. He starts to start merging into my lane. So here I am, hit my brakes, slam on the horn and stuff like that. And it's like, you moron. It's like, it's just like, it's just so scary when you do it, because it's like, it's not only me in there. I have Alicia and I have Sophia in the back too as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, what the fear, man? It's like, I would just go. It's like, I swear, like the worst.
Did you come to a full stop?
All way down to about 10 miles an hour. So yeah. And but luckily it was like right at the beginning of the turn. So it's like we made the turn, and I was in my lane, and all of a sudden he starts doing this shit. It's like, Jesus, man. It's like, and he also had this random little device hanging out there for it's a small cart that you can put like rascals on and stuff like that. And I'm just so glad he didn't try to catch in my tires or something, like, because my tires are expensive, they're obnoxious. Yeah. And it's like, I don't want to get in an accident where I'm in a situation, because I'm staring right at I put an adapter for my GoPro. But it's like I didn't want. It's like I don't have it here.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't have it with you.
Because it's like they overheat so quickly. Yeah. That it's like you have to. It's like you're only gonna get like 15 minutes of quality before it overheats and shuts down on you. Even with the AC blowing on you. That's why they're an action camera that works great, the best in the wintertime or underneath water.
Yep.
Because they just overheat so badly. Now, anyways,
I was driving on 16. Like, this was yesterday, and there is a guy in front of me, right? And we're like kind of like neck and neck. So I'm like a little bit behind him, but I'm in the left lane, and I'm speeding up to like pass him to get into the right. Mm-hmm. And he starts slowing down and turning into my lane. Right?
Oh my Lord.
So he's going like, well, we're both going like 45, whatever. Mm-hmm. And he slows down, and like I start like instantly braking. So I almost come to like a full stop, and this dude like is in the middle of my lane at this point, sideways with no blinker, no nothing. And then I'm like coming to a full stop, so I like don't quite hit him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I see a guy walking in like the side of like his side, like middle of his side. He's just walking to the sidewalk that is there on 16.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he nearly hit him, like, and it's right around the corner. It's like right around the bend. So like he's like full stopped here, I'm full stopped here. This guy's just like casually walking 1 mile an hour across the road and gets back onto the sidewalk. And then this dude, he's like angled at me, and I just like wave, and he's like looks at the other guy walking across, and then he looks back at me, and then he just like keeps going.
Was he from Minnesota?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I swear, like I have more issues with Minnesota drivers than like Wisconsin. Like
I'm just saying, he almost like killed that guy.
Oh,
like he almost killed the guy who was walking across the road.
Cell phones are horrible,
but
man.
also, why are you walking across the road there? So it was like right on 16, right where the bluff starts. It's like right where Bittersweet is.
Oh yeah, that's a nasty area right there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like where you got shot.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what this guy was doing. This guy was just walking across the road. So like, I didn't even blame the guy who was like almost hit me. I would have rather have him hit me at 40 miles an hour than kill the pedestrian walking across the road there.
No kidding.
But yeah, I was like, what the heck?
That would haunt you for the rest of your life if you killed him. Even though it was completely out of accident.
And it wouldn't have been the driver's fault at all. It was the pedestrian's fault, like 100%. And it was just some guy walking with a hood up, not looking. Yeah, so that almost happened though. So I was like, oh God. And I was just going to the gym. That would have changed my whole night up. Like I wouldn't have gone to work that night. I would have been like, oh my God.
So I think it was with Neil deGrasse Tyson. There was, I can't remember, I think it was with the guys from On Modern Wisdom, and they were talking about this random left ballpark situation ever happened. So let's say you had, like, we're all raised to not hit women, right? Let's say you have a woman coming up and it's hitting your kid or hitting your wife. What do you do? Do you hit the woman, or do you let it commence in front of you? What do you do? Because like,
equality.
Yeah, right. That's a really situation.
If they hit your wife or child,
it's woman on woman violence. Like, what do you do?
Well, the child, I feel like you instantly like you can lock in. But I feel like that's fine. I feel like I hate to like be that person, but like, guys, we gotta stop pretending that like women don't abuse children, because they do.
The worst part though is, get this though, there's no cameras, and she flips the script on you, calling you the aggressor.
Sure.
That's the real scary thought of it right there.
I mean, my child would back me up, I think.
Yeah, or that's where you pray you have a witness. This way, when you
my wife, right? They're both right there.
Right. Yeah, exactly right. But then again, it's like it all comes down to dramatics, Like I was in a situation in Phoenix where
that's a tough one.
Yeah, where this one gal was like, because after work party, going to get something, like we already got done drinking, we're gonna go get some lunch because we're drunk and we were hungry. So we get in there, and this one guy gets all up in my coworker's girlfriend's face, talking like she's drunk, stuff like that, and she just kind of backs away while her boyfriend sees him put a hand on her, so he gets up in his face. Like, the woman, his girlfriend, obviously intoxicated, starts throwing a hip shit. We all go to jail. Those two get to go walk away free. Yeah, because that was part of the whole thing, and it's like,
what the heck?
Yeah, it's because it's like
we're at Taco Bell 2 in the morning. It all
comes down to who's willing to throw the biggest drama, the biggest shit fit.
Yeah, well, what is it? It's like the classic story. You're in the back of class, right, and some guy's talking shit behind you. You turn around, tell him to shut up, and then the teacher gets mad at you for telling him to shut up. Right, it's a classic story. It happens all the time, because it's always the second.
So scary.
It's always the reaction, right? It works the other way too. I mean, like, some guy tells a joke next to you, you find it funny, you repeat it louder, and then you get all the laughs. I get that too, but
it comes down to, in that case, comes down to who is to be able to deliver the punchline better.
Yeah, so who can deliver better, right? But yeah, well, in that case too, it's the reaction, right? It's the reaction to the fight. No, Yeah, stuff like that, man. You got to be so careful about nowadays. I don't know. I think I would beat the woman up if she was beating up my child. I think that's like pretty understandable.
Oh yeah,
I think any man would do that.
That's where you gotta figure like
that's
what
like
level.
the reaction to like, oh, like, you know, somebody's abusing my child. Like, doesn't matter if it's sexual, mentally, whatever. I feel like you just like your instincts catch in, and it almost doesn't matter if you go to jail after that. It's just like, dude, like my child needed to be protected, and I was there for him.
But that's the situation where if you're the man in the situation, you shut up and don't talk to talk to the cops to get a lawyer, because it's like it's all against he says she says bullshit.
Yeah. Well, and your kid will always remember that too. I feel like they'll be like, yeah, like my dad stood up for me.
Yeah, same with your wife too, because there's
and the wife.
There's always stories where like women look at men.
I wasn't even thinking about my wife.
Masculine priority or not necessarily a masculine energy to be able to or protect her and stuff like that. But if you don't protect your wife, it's like some women will lose all attracted to you just because like you're able to stand up and fight.
They get the ick.
Yeah, there you go. The ick. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Classic case of the ick. You know, the husband that's not strong enough to stand up to another woman beating up his child or whatever. You know, I don't know. Or classic case.
or another man's picking or beat you up too as well.
Yeah, that too. I feel like that's like so. Like that guy who got beat up on the golf course. Like his wife is probably like.
Yeah, it's like you got me. You fucked around.
I don't care if it's an NHL guy. You know, you shouldn't have picked the fight. You look like an idiot. And they were probably all drinking too. That's the thing. I feel like alcohol just kind of brings in like a lot of violence that's unneeded.
Yes, that's why you never see a stoner pick a fight. I've never seen a stoner pick a fight. I've seen meth heads, heroin addicts get in trouble. I've seen alcoholics get in trouble. But you never see a stoner.
Never seen a stoner. Lesson than that. Where's Phil when we need him? You know? Oh man. Well, yeah, no. So I don't know if you saw the new update with Grok.
No, I don't. I haven't switched over using Grok. I've kind of built a nice profile with ChatGPT. I need to stop using it so I can build a better profile. No.
I mean, they're all context based too. Yeah. So yeah, if you've been using ChatGPT for thumbnails or whatever, it's probably fine to stay with them. We use them for all like the BTier stuff. So like I've been getting like those animated profile shots of all of us, and after we did like that headshot photo day, we did like a first day back to school photo shoot here, guys. It was awesome. But yeah, now that we kind of
Brad get some, I know the three of us did.
Yeah. Brad got them on a different day. Yeah, I ended up getting everybody there. So. Yeah, so what I ended up doing was like making those cartoon profiles out of like the side shots that we had and stuff. And now that we use that, like ChatGPT kind of knows like what I'm looking for.
Okay.
So I'll be like, hey, can you put Brad in a scene with like Jeff throwing him over the table, like suplexing, and me and Phil are like holding signs up, scoring them or something like that. Nice. You know, we can do all that. And it'll like take our profile, it like knows who we are now, so it's like, you know, context is very important. But so Grok's latest update apparently unleashed Mecha Hitler.
Okay.
So I don't know what happened, but they took the guardrails down for a lot of stuff on Grok, and now it's like super Mecha Hitler AI. And
really?
Yeah, it like blames a bunch of things on a certain group of people. And then says that Hitler would have had an answer for this.
Oh, Jesus.
It's hilarious. Man. I have a bunch of screenshots saved because I was going to save it for like a segment, but
I don't
it's hilarious.
That is crazy that it was like
hilarious.
But you know, it's like it has all this information.
Yeah,
it can make all the correlations at once.
Whatever. Yeah.
Well, we've created these AIs to be a powder keg.
Right, yeah.
It's a powder keg waiting to happen. So it's like all of us like, well, it's like based off of these facts over the last 2,000 years. Probably is their fault.
This is what we know, right?
Yeah, right?
This is what we know. You don't get kicked out of 200 bars and then blame the bars, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. Or, you know, you can't bake 6 million cookies. It's
kind of like it's like when you look at all the provinces that are in England.
This is a canceled episode. No,
right? Well,
we're gonna get a letter in the mail.
Have you seen all the leadership in England? That it's like it's all one particular minority, and it's like it's rising to power. So it's like, man, you're not that far away from Sharia law.
No, not at all.
I was talking to a buddy of mine that served in the military and stuff, and it's like out of all the concerns he truly has, That's the real concern. That's the real threat.
I want to get my atheist friends on board with this too. I feel like it's not that far of a stretch to be like, you'd rather be with tolerant Christians than intolerant Islamics.
Oh yeah.
Or another religion. Take Islam out, like you'd rather be with tolerant Christians anyways because they usually have more fun. Like, let's be real.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
I don't know.
And plus, with like all the Muslims, there's a lot of inbreeding, so like, because like especially you go to Pakistan, Iran, and stuff like that. It's like
Didn't think we were gonna get to that this episode.
Dude, if you have as many military friends as I do, they'd say some shit. Like or my friends will send me stuff like.
Do we need to say it on here?
Yeah,
I don't know.
or my military friends will send me memes or clips of like.
It's always memes, dude.
Yeah, or we're talking about like it's like we're out on patrol in Baghdad or in Iraq or Iran during 2003 to 2019, and we're scoping out these people, and all of a sudden you watch this guy drop his pants. It's like, that's not a human being.
I don't know about that, but
oh no, it's like there's one of the I watched a video where it's like he's a Marine sniper, and this guy drops his drawers not for one but 5 different goats, and on top of it too, it's like when you're out in these remote areas, it's like, oh god, all you have is a goat or a sister. That's why everything's Muhammad.
Oh man,
because it's yeah.
Yep. That's tough.
It's
no, I don't know if you saw recently that I guess this is like current events. This is current events. We can't not talk about this at some point. Epstein files.
Oh yeah.
Completely washed out, right?
Yep.
So I'm pretty convinced right now that they're gonna be telling us that Epstein didn't even exist in the next like year or whatever.
Oh yeah, it was a glitch in the Matrix. Yeah,
just a glitch. You didn't even know the guy. Do you think Ghislaine gets out scot-free?
Oh,
you think she gets pardoned?
Oh, why
pardoned? Yeah.
Why wouldn't she? Because now it's like he didn't exist.
There's no file.
He didn't commit suicide. It's like, but
He
then
didn't
again,
even
it's like
exist.
when the regime change happened, it's like, of course. And then here's the other thing that people say is like, the reason why Ghislaine Maxwell's in jail and nobody else is because she's not a Jew.
I didn't recognize
because like you look at her dad, it's like he's been him and her dad and Epstein were both Mossad agents. You know, they were all running
that's the thing,
kangaroo
right?
court type thing.
That's the thing. At the end of the day, it's like this is not like we're just not like making up things. This is like what bothers me. It's like you can have like an honest conversation about Mossad and like things like that, and not automatically be like an anti-Semite or like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I wish there was like more of like a bridge there. The problem is that like the people who are anti-Semites like completely are just like, well, yeah, but you're saying things that we do forever. And we're not wrong when we say that, but like making the connection of like exterminate everybody who is this race or whatever, that's not the jump that everybody's making. Everybody's like, hey, we got to be careful around like this type of stuff because of all the info that we've had dropped.
Yeah.
Right. Like even like IDF, you know, going into Gaza and blowing things up, blowing the hospitals up and stuff. You could have a disdain for that type of action and not hate the people behind it. That's always been a thing.
There's always going to be this core group of people, except for when you look at the Jewish faith and stuff like that, it's only the top 0.0%.
Well, it's exactly like the white people who own slaves. It's like the same argument. You don't hate all white people because some white people own slaves in the 1800s or whatever.
Exactly.
So it's the same argument, but we just have to make it.
When you have the Muslims that absolutely hate all the Jews, it's like that's a holy war that's been brewing
thousands of years. And frankly, like when Trump says like they don't know what they're doing, he's right when he says that. Like you know, you don't ever hear presidents swear on TV, and you barely ever hear it. So it's just like something that people like the normie have to like take into consideration.
I've been seeing a whole lot more pictures of Trump and Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein all in the same picture. Like I've seen probably 24 more pictures that I've never seen over the last 8 years.
Oh, I've seen a ton. Yeah, like, of all of them. But
like I've seen a lot myself. But these ones, like these are all new ones. Like I haven't seen these ones, this one right here. And you start seeing all the celebrities in the background and stuff like that. They're all associated with, and you see Trump and Ghislaine and Clinton and stuff like that all in the same picture. Like, wow, look at that. They all flew on the same Lolita Express. Yeah. So it's like now it's like with the whole thing that the case is closed. Like, is
I mean, it's pretty like
DJT in part of the Lolita Express?
That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I would say yes.
I have to say so because he's the one who closed it.
Yeah. And this is the problem too, is that he would be the only one that could release the files and be in them and not get hate, right? Like this is another thing too. If he wants to clear his name, he
could say he was part of the whole, or he was part of the op to be able to bust all these people. That's a good way. It's a good way to spin it. But then again, it's like
this is the only way to do that, right? So it's like him closing it is a lot more. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Oh, it's very bad PR right there. On both sides of the aisle right there.
This is one thing. I hope that people don't just let this go. Like, I don't want to let it go, right? I think if people are like in here to be like, oh, we're gonna like restore the republic and we're gonna like bring back, like God back into the country, and we're gonna like get rid of a bunch of people that like don't think that America is like the best country in the world or whatever. You can't have both. You can't have your cake and eat it too and be like, yeah, we're the best country in the world, but we're also hiding all of this pedophilia and all of this like
this is the mecca of it all.
Yeah.
It's a $1 billion industry here in America alone.
Yeah. And I know like we've talked about it before on Dose After Dark, but like in post-political society, this is the crux of that. This tells you that if democracy or if republic
this would be the awakening.
Yeah, this is the moment. So like people who are, just saying like, oh, they're getting like the new NPC download where they're like, oh, like, Epstein didn't even exist anywhere. So
that's why they're trying to introduce the new Epstein or the new Elon Musk party. They're trying to push to try to.
That's just happened to be at the same time, right?
Yeah.
And but I think it's
moving further and further outside they're pushing that more to the masses, and 51% of the masses are only ingesting what CNN or Fox News is saying.
Yeah, and I don't think the American party is gonna work. Like, just being frank, like it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
but like
exactly.
Elon
Musk,
if he's right about like say, okay, Trump's in them and that's why he won't release them. Okay, if that's the case, right? Elon Musk is right, but how does he like? I don't know. Like, you can't just like be like, oh, we're gonna take half the votes from like a Republican Party or a Democrat Party. Like, it's not gonna work like that for him. So no matter what he's doing here, it doesn't matter anymore until he really like can prove that Trump is either in them or like, I don't know. If they never come out, they never come out.
I'm sure he would work. He could probably program it to infiltrate and bypass the NSA, CIA,
like the Doge and all that
and
stuff.
Pull all the information out.
Yeah,
and pull all that information out, and it's like, but how would you believe it? Because now we moved into this digital era that there's so much shit in the marketplace that what is real?
Yeah. Well, and that's the other case to like this whole thing is like, I think it's just crazy that like Kash Patel went along with it. Like you have Pam Bondi, is that her other name?
Yeah,
like you have a bunch of people that are just like,
she's the current AG.
I don't know if they were like completely infiltrated too, but like it just says a lot. You can't.
They most likely caught them in some form of a compromised position where they have to bend the knee, kind of like with Buttigieg, not Buttigieg. He was a Secret Service guy for Obama and stuff like that, and he had his own talk show. Was that
Comey?
No, not Comey. Oh, what's his name? He's from New York. I can't remember the guy's name. I could see what he is because he had his own TV show and own podcast, but I can't think of his name right now. But he got hired on by the Trump administration, and now he shut up, completely silenced everything that he was going against. Was that
Bassent?
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all part of this. But it's like it's one thing. It's like, or they gave him so much money. It's like, well, if you go with the flow, well, you're basically your grandkids will never have to work again in your life.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
I
guess I'm just more upset that like, people are trying to move on from like the Epstein stuff and like,
but that's like that's still
guys like
that's our biggest thing of the century.
This is literally like this is
our Nuremberg trial. This would be our Nuremberg trial if actually next to Fauci gets arrested and finally gets hung.
I don't know if any of that's gonna happen.
No,
it's
too well connected.
It's just like you're like again, if you're trying to like restore a republic or like trying to make like decency again or whatever like that, anything along those lines in the political realm, this is number one issue. It like almost doesn't matter. Like anything else doesn't matter. And like, I guess them trying to just be like, oh yeah, we didn't find anything. He killed himself, whatever. Why would he kill himself if nothing was found? Right? Like you still have so many questions on that. And I guess it just
this will actually be our JFK.
Make sense.
This will be our JFK.
Yeah. This would be our generation's JFK.
Yeah, exactly.
But even JFK, like all those files came out and like all of it's non-conclusive, or it's just things that we already knew, but it was like, you know.
But they just want to release more files so this way they mud up the...
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
If there's nothing in the files, release every single thing that you have on them. You know what I mean?
And everything that they do release is all redacted in some form.
Even with the redactions, like you could probably find out who they are. Like, you know, I don't know. There's like ways to do that.
Remember,
like,
this is all entertainment purposes only.
If you put them on the internet though, like people are just sleuthing it. So it's like you just have like your 4chan Redditor guy like jumping in all the files, and they'll like connect like who was on the island at what time and. But saying that it doesn't exist, like nobody's believing it.
Yeah.
Zero people. I mean, like left, right, center, doesn't matter. Average person does not believe it. And like I said, I think if Trump wanted to like clear his name, so to speak, I think he does what you said. Whereas like you release everything and be like, I was there. It happened. This is what happened. Yes, I'm implicated. Yes, I was part of the problem. But I also am part of the solution.
Yeah,
it's like that's the only way to do it, because like
they bring back the guillotine and just like,
well, and that's what probably everybody's scared of, right? The death of a republic. But this is another way of saying the death of the republic.
It would be our French Revolution, but we're only going after the 0.01%.
Yeah. Well, and when people say
0.001%,
you know, when people say like, oh, like whatever's in those files will like end democracy as we know it or whatever, it's like, even if you're right on that, the end of democracy is going to happen without releasing those files too. Like, I think you just like damned if you do, damned if you don't. You could potentially save something.
Yeah, we are in Act 2 of 1984, so we're eventually going to get to where we live. The technocratic,
it'll happen regardless.
Yeah,
it's just a matter of
we're going to eventually going to get there. It's not going to be in my generation, Sophia's generation, maybe her grandkids, maybe the grandkids after that.
I think it happens sooner than we think.
Yeah, it could probably happen because it's like you got to get rid of the people that love their guns, and it's like once those people are dead and gone, then they can start bringing in the new world, continue bringing in the new world order. Because it's a slow con, kind of like Mike Lee, Senator Mike Lee from Utah. 7 years ago, he tried pulling the exact same shit, trying to sell off public land. Did it again. The public rose up and did it again. See, why can't we get the same type of response for when we're trying to sell off the public lands? We can't go with the same thing like, hey, we want the actual Epstein files. But then again, the CIA, the FBI, NSA, they're all in it. They're all there to protect the ruling class.
Yeah,
that's all they are. Like I watched one ex-police officer talk about like police officers are just thugs for the wealthy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Since they're on our side, they go after the problem, but they're not on our side because they're people that are
they don't get the funding to go after them, and then when the second that they do start going after them,
they'll get killed. They'll go after their family. It's like it's a gang. The blue on blue violence is real, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole movie genre of dirty cops inside and all that stuff. So it's like you can't root out corruption. You can't root it out because there's always going to be there's a police chief or a sergeant that's going to have enough leeway on you to keep you in place.
Yeah. So complete side note. I was like reading.
They believe Hitler is a Rothschild.
Okay. Complete side note. That's something that we might have to dig in with that Becca Hitler AI that just came out. Okay, that's a Grok thing.
This is just something I came across a couple of days ago, so I'm still digging. I'm still going down that rabbit hole. But anyways, on a side note or on a new note,
something else. No, so I was like watching a video last night from Creepcast, right? And they have this thing called flesh interfacing.
Flesh interfacing? That sounds like a John Carpenter movie.
It's like a creepypasta thing, right? Yeah, okay. It does sound like a John Carpenter movie. Yeah. It sounds like a flesh pit, something like that, right?
Yeah.
And
Clive Barker sounds more fitting for that one.
And this type of so this guy who was like writing this, like he would like basically take like a real world event and then he would like, you know, twist it in a way that looks like it's all about these flesh interfacing, which would be literally a flesh pit.
Okay.
So you like walk through a flesh pit and you start giggling and laughing and crying.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the horrors of the world, right?
Okay.
And if you make it out, like you can tell the tale, right? But if you can't make it out, you end up becoming like a flesh sack with everybody else who's already gone through that hole, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this whole conspiracy theory behind it, whatever, yada, yada, yada. But the essential idea behind it was that you take large amounts of LSD and it opens up a different portal to an interdimensional realm.
Oh, shit.
Like a DMT trip.
Yeah.
Something like that. I guess what I'm wondering is, how much LSD do we have to do to get to these flesh pits? Because I'm in. You know what I mean?
Oh, man, that would be wild.
Yeah. But you go through like a different world and like become a flesh sack. That's like the whole idea of it. I don't know. I'm only like 2 hours into it. It's like an 11-hour story.
Holy buckets. Someone went deep in the paint for this.
There's some cool like real world elements brought into like a conspiracy theory behind like these LSD gateways to a different world. I think stuff like that might exist. It reminded me a lot of like the Stranger Things.
Right.
Have you ever seen Dark before?
Dark.
On Netflix? Came out a while ago.
I've heard
3
Dark
came
Ritual.
out not that long ago.
Heard Dark Ritual.
Okay.
But Dark, is that the one that's like it's a something overseas, like it's Swedish, something like that, where
It's
they
Swedish or
where they
German.
go go through a basically like a cave and they jump into different timelines and stuff like
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
So I've seen the first season.
So you have seen some of it.
Yeah.
Okay. But it reminded me a lot of like that show written down before that show came out. So like I don't know if they took a lot of like inspiration. They probably did. Stranger Things probably did too.
Mm-hmm.
Because of like the gateway to like a different sister city. Or
they've been trying to do
telepathing
and stargazing and all that fun stuff for decades, stuff like that too. I'm sure, and it's probably written in.
One of my favorite things is like the creepypastas that are related to like giants in Iraq or Afghanistan.
Oh, the Nephilim, yeah, the old school Nephilims, yeah.
So like stuff like that's cool. It's fascinating to me.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really dug too much into it, but I just think it's like in passing, I like hear a story about it and I'll be like, damn, like imagine going through that. Like imagine seeing that. You know?
How about imagining this?
Or
though?
how real is it? You know,
you've heard of skinwalkers, right?
Yeah.
Skinwalkers have supposedly been around for centuries. How about now? Skinwalkers are now assassins. They're able to move and do what they need to, move in and out of places, hide, transform into animals, whatever they need to evade things, but they become assassins. And like there's a subculture, there's a subcult where they believe in a lot of this stuff, but it probably is real though, because I mean we correlate a lot of the like a lot of the old school Jews where they used to worship and child sacrifice. That's why they never got the Jerusalem back. They kept on getting kicked out. And it's like when you ask rabbis like why haven't you come back? Because it's like there's always some type of correlation with it. But like the Baal,
Baal,
you know, that's all about child sacrifice. That's why we have commercialized abortion. I'm good right now. But it was just a interesting take on that particular subculture of when it comes down to that demonology of using skinwalkers, but as a means of an assassin.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like that was pretty interesting. Then I was watching a clip with Rogan. I can't remember his guest, but they're talking like this was probably like 20 years ago, where he was as an infant, or was in his early career of being a journalist, and he happened to get an invite or managed to work his way into going to a grow situation, stuff like that. And he ran into these couple of tweakers and stuff like that. And where it's like the main guy that runs everything basically pulls them out. But they're talking like, hey, we found tracks of Bigfoot like ripping apart people in Northern California and Humboldt County and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like, well, now it's like they're trying to elaborate and kind of dig deeper into that situation there. So it's like maybe there is. Well, remember that video I showed you where they found that gorilla-like skull in British Columbia, Canada?
It was a while ago.
Yeah. that was 2022, and I've yet to see that skull come back up again and resurface, because they managed to make it, import it, or managed to smuggle it into America, but it's never been disappeared. I think what may have happened is that the Smithsonian Institute probably got a chance to get a hold of it, and probably some dark op was able to get into and snatch that up and remove those people from it. But the videos are still out in the ether.
Yeah.
So it won't surprise me that that Smithsonian may know more about that, like the effigy mounds and all this stuff right here, like missing 411, like all that stuff is at a different wavelength, but they managed to reduce our frequency that we can't see that stuff. We can't pierce that veil to look into it all. Kind of like what they did within the Vietnam era. They made those goggles where they were supposed to be the first gen night vision, where people were shooting up in the sky because they could see demons. It was their filter that they were able to.
That is a wild thing.
That is a wild thing.
That is a wild thing. Like even back in Korea, they were like showing them like red light therapy, and then all of a sudden they would see demons up in the trees and they'd be shooting at them, and they like were partially right because there were like people trying to kill them from the treetops, but they were also wrong because they were just like spraying and praying at them because they saw demons. Yeah.
This matrix that we live in is just absolutely freaking wild, because you talk to any pilots that 20, 30 plus years as being a pilot, they it's like there's no horizon line. It's all one flat thing, you know. And then I don't know if you heard this. This is real.
Well, let's not get too much into like flat Earth now.
Yeah,
okay?
but we're gonna
have our viewers thinking that
we move past the flat Earth. There's this 21-year-old kid. I don't know. I can't remember his name, but he has been to all 7 of the continents, or like he basically wanted to do a flyover.
Okay.
And he's currently right now locked, or he's under arrest by the Chilean government in
because he tried Antarctica.
Because he's like he needed an emergency situation. Well, traditionally, if you're in an emergency situation, you basically have immunity. You just want to land, you want to get yourself regrouped and leave. You're not there to explore. You're not there to go further into or past the ice wall or whatever that's going on over there.
Yeah.
It's like who wants to leave, but the Chilean government wants to be dicks about it. It's like, no, you're under arrest by the Chilean consulate that's not even on the continent.
Yeah.
And it's like Chile has wanted this piece of property since like 1940, ever since Admiral Byrd flew over it and came up with his stuff.
Yeah,
so
the Admiral Byrd stuff is funny.
Wow, man.
I'm not gonna look into it right now.
Yeah. But it's like just
Google
listening to his story though. It's like I'm hoping, but it's like he could be down there for like up to 3 months.
Oh my god!
Because it's like it comes through waves and like winds and all that area. Because the reason why we don't go through Antarctica and South America, like the very far tip there, is that it's like 2 colliding
jet
voids
streams
down
or something.
and it's like also the currents down the too are extremely violent and they're very unpredictable.
Yeah.
So, which also in turns makes the water unpredictable.
Yeah.
So his whole thing, the kid only wants, he's like 21 years old. He's just like, his parents must have money, but he's been flying around all 7 continents.
Yeah. Good for him.
And he was the last one to do it.
Yeah.
You just need to get back to wherever home is.
Yep. Guys, there's a treaty in Antarctica. You can't fly over there. Okay. Don't even try it. Okay. Don't even try it. It's a landmass that's bigger than like North America, but you can't do it. Okay. You can't do it no matter how much you want to. I've been watching, there's like a video that I'm like 1 hour through on like a 4-hour podcast with Laura Lodge, if you've ever heard of them before.
Who?
Laura Lodge.
Lore Lodge?
Lore Lodge.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, they do like Bible studies of Wendigoon every now and again, but other than that, they pretty much just like do breakdowns of like historical conspiracy theories that are just wrong. But they've been debunking the Tartaria one. Have you heard about Tartaria?
Yeah, I've heard about Tartaria.
Yeah. So that's like that one where it's like
that's where they believe like the Tartarian like border was the
Mongolian Empire,
was the Great Wall of China.
Yeah, pretty much essentially that.
Yeah, because the Great Wall of China is like it's all the battlements are facing Russia.
Yes.
Or supposedly the Tartarian government or the whole thing.
But it was like a disappeared timeline from 200 years ago.
People said they found maps and they found flags and stuff like that, but it's like it's all digital. So it's like unless you're taking a picture of a picture, it's going to be even difficult from there. I don't know. It's a very interesting rabbit hole, but
it's one I'm not.
Is weird.
Yeah. Well, and they try to like say like, oh, it's a world-spanning empire that disappeared like 200, 300 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean,
watched too many
they're not wrong. There was a world-spanning empire that disappeared like 200 or 300 years ago. It's called the British. Mm-hmm. But
the Ottoman Empire didn't finally basically dissolve.
They fizzled out.
Until to the 1900s. I mean,
even in Rome, like Rome is still here. It's the Catholic Church.
Yes.
Like people just get super mad when you say that, but guys, there's a Western Catholic Church, so there's an Orthodox Christian Catholic Church,
and, you got Eastern,
and then there's an Eastern Catholic Church, and like those are two parts of the Roman Empire that have they diverted, but they existed. And they still exist today, right? I guess the Orthodox, like, they disappeared kind of in the 1400s. You could make that argument. But no, like, the Eastern Roman Catholic Church, still Roman.
Yeah, a lot of Russians are part of that.
Mad. Everybody gets super mad when you bring that up. But
yeah, I was at a funeral.
Empires never disappear, y'all.
Yeah.
Like,
I was at a Catholic funeral yesterday in Iowa, and it's like they like their aerobics. It's like it was like up, down, kneel, up, down, kneel. Up, down. You know, it's like
I love it.
It's like it was like a 30-minute sermon and stuff like that. It's like, man, this could have been done in 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's just
right. But it's like they need to have their ceremony. They need to have all this.
Would love the conversation I was talking. Okay, before we like ask a question, right?
Oh, you want to do a question? All right.
We're gonna have to at some point.
Yeah, we're hitting the hour. We're at hitting an hour right now.
We're gonna have to at some point
for sure.
But I was talking to my grandma about this, right? And she's like, why are like the young people not going to church anymore? Great question. Great opener.
Oh, yeah. That's a phenomenal question.
Grandma, you cannot ask that on like a Tuesday afternoon at 3 because this is going to be a long one. Right. But no, essentially, like I broke it down as this. I think there's going to be a new religion soon. Like, I think that's very apparent. It's going to be Christian based in values, but it's not going to necessarily be like Christian only, if that makes any sense.
You're looking at a unification of it all.
I'm predicting. Yeah, it's more of a prediction model.
That's if you're
I always work in the future though. You know that too. Like
for sure.
But
I gotcha. I'll let you. I want to see where you're going with this. How'd your conversation? How old's your grandma, by the way?
My grandma is almost 80.
Oh man, she's still. So that's a deep question.
She's like 80. Oh no, she might be 81 now.
Man,
I don't know. We went
to cooking.
Me and Kayla went to her birthday this last like May or April. I guess they celebrated it like the end of April.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. She might be 82 or 81. Now that I'm like really thinking about it, I feel like age is just like once you get up there, it's just I don't even know like what age you are. You're just older than me.
Yeah. Every day is a blessing because it's like, are you gonna wake up?
Exactly.
I get that random call from my dad at like when he texted me when he texted me like, hey, you need to when you have time, call me. It's like, yeah, well, what happened?
It's
like it's important. It was important enough that he told me I need to call him, but it wasn't important enough for him to call me. And so that's when I found out like a long time frame. I've known him all my life. I mean, it's like he was there when I was born to now, and he passed away here on June 27th, but that's when he called. It's like, hey, you need to call me. That's when we discussed everything was all going on about the funeral.
I didn't know that you had a funeral like the last week or so.
Oh no, it was yesterday.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still processing everything, but it's like I haven't seen last time I saw him was like 5 years ago, but it's because it's like he had congenital heart failure, and it's like his legs, his knees all swelled up and stuff like that, and his wife Janet, bless her heart, she's a phenomenal woman, but she kind of enabled his bad behaviors and stuff like that instead of actually holding him accountable to like going to the hospital. Yeah, so but it's teach their own. It's his fault. He chose not to abide by the diet restrictions and changing his life and stuff like that. Because it's like even his brother, when I saw him yesterday, knew what he was going through, and he told him like, you have this, but he just gaslit him to like, no, I don't. Yeah, so it is what it is.
All right. Well, sorry about your loss.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh man,
so you were saying about your grandma, 81. So
that's rough. Yeah, so my grandma asked me like why young people aren't going to church, right? Very honest question, and I was just like, well, as like a former Catholic, right, I can kind of answer this. A lot of it is just because of the basic tropes. Like you do the stand up, you get back down, you listen to the mass, the sermon for like 25 plus minutes. Dude's yapping about nothing. Like he's doing what we're doing. right? But he's just adding God into the mix.
Yeah, he's just quoting different Bible verses. That's all.
Yeah, like he'll say the same story. Like, oh, I had to completely come to a stop on the highway because some guy cut me off, but he was actually letting a pedestrian live. So, it was God walking across the road. Okay, it's like, that's awesome. Cool.
Okay.
Like, same thing that we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they have all these, like, other steps that they have to do, right? It's like the blessing of the sacrament. And then, like, and this comes from a Catholic background. So, like,
you gotta eat the wafer and stuff like that.
You gotta eat the wafer.
Gotta bless
you gotta
kiss
go
the ring
up,
and stuff like that.
Oh, if you don't do it, Jesus isn't happy, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And as like a Catholic, first of all, like as somebody who like went through all of the confirmation stuff and all of that, like you instantly drop that the second you leave the Catholic faith, right? So like say it's just like other Christian faiths, like you have evangelicals, Baptists, you have like all these other ones, and obviously like they all saw the problem with that, with like the formal like Catholic ritual, and then they were like, okay, well, let's divert it and change it and make it more like for God, right? Or more for Jesus or whatever. All of that stuff makes sense. The problem is right now is that like Catholics, they still have like 1.2 billion people or something like that in the Catholic Church. They're obviously the largest Christian sect. And it's because it's very easy to be Catholic. You don't have to go to church every week. Like I know everybody's like, oh, like we're gonna hate you for not going to church every week, and every other Christian philosophy has brought that in, but they like left that one at the door for like the.
That's why the Catholics don't like the Gospel of Thomas.
Well, it's really easy to be a Catholic because you don't really have to do anything, right? You can just say, "Hey, I'm Catholic," and like nobody will like even debate you that did you go to church last week, or did you take communion? Oh, you took communion after you didn't go to church last week.
Did you go to confession?
Yeah. Did you absolve your sins before you accepted Jesus back in with the wafer? And that's like the funny part, right? But what I see kind of happening is that there will be a crux of like, and again, this is where I say like a new religion, right? But I think like there's going to be a channeling almost of like young men who have been so disaffected by kind of like everything going on in the world. Like, I mean, you could say anything, right? It's already kind of happening. You see like the incel revolution type stuff. You see like this like such disaffected young white males from like this populist.
I don't think it has to be white. I think it's just gonna be.
I was gonna say
military-aged men.
I should not say white because I don't think it'll matter.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll matter.
We've seen a massive increase in Africa and the Middle East of people jumping from Islam to Christianity. So but it's like but they're not all following said thing.
And this is the thing, right? It's not necessarily Christian. It's Christian ideals. It's like a conservative movement.
Or what they'll do is how about this? They'll transition their focus. Instead of being in a tribe, they're going to focus on Jesus' teachings. And that and remove Protestant and Lutheran and Baptist.
All of it.
All those tribes. Removing all those tribes.
Gone.
All that tribalism. All that
lower church, higher church, completely decimated. And it's going to be something that does bring in the emulation of Christ. Not necessarily just the following of, it's going to be the emulation of, right? And it's probably, and this is where I hope that people start targeting. I told my grandma this too. I was like, Grandma, they need to start going into like gyms, workshops. They need to start going into like, and this would be priests. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be priests, quote unquote, but like,
it's a follower of Christ that like sees the opportunity. Sounds like you sees
an opportunity.
You have a following here. You have a passion. You could like give your life to Jesus Christ. No, you're doing your marketing for you.
It's crazy as as somebody who I don't know what to say. All I know is that you need to go into like you need to go in the gyms and you need to have like YMCA's. You know how like those are always like sponsored by the young men.
Gay bathhouses though.
Yes. There needs to be different ones. It doesn't need to have a sauna. It doesn't need to have gymnastics in there. Okay. It just needs to be
individual stalls.
Gym bros. It just needs to be gym bros. Okay.
Right.
All male bathrooms. But yeah, that would be like something where it kind of starts. But I think it would be like you almost need to have, like I said, the emulation of. It won't be the following of. It'll be like people who take those conservative values, take all of the church Christian values, and they just they live them. They embody them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't necessarily go to mass. They don't go to church.
Yeah,
they don't have
obey
sermons
Christ,
every week.
They don't follow Christ.
There's not anything with that. It wouldn't be an obey. It would be an emulation. So it'd be like, this is how Jesus
if you
lived.
follow Jesus, you're obeying Christ, Jesus Christ. So it's like you want to follow his footsteps.
Yeah.
I think this is what you're going for, and I think you're exactly right. Because I find myself relating more to following Jesus.
It's the spirituality stuff.
Than I feel like I obey Jesus more than I would follow in the steps of a Lutheran, a Protestant, a Baptist, a Catholic, all these different tribes, all these different rule sets that are all going to get you the same thing. But it's like we all have to. Everybody wants to cut the money.
Yeah,
because it's basically removing greed.
It's not a formal religion. It's going to be an act. It's going to be something that you can easily distill in people, and you're like, hey, this is 100%. How we live. We are going to do this.
Start to treat. You already got the air. The church of Brady Malone.
Oh my God! Right? Yeah. No. That's
you're onto something. You're onto something. I've seen this happen with the younger men and women.
Yeah.
Because I work with in different circles that believe in Christ, but a lot of people don't like all these religious sects. And what you're talking about is like they're going back. Literally, it's to Christ 101.
It's a return to God.
Yeah,
it's a formal return to God, but it's an informal way of doing it. And people like hate that. Yeah,
because religion is manipulation and control.
Yeah,
when you follow Christ, it's like you treat Christ as if he's your brother.
Yeah,
or your father, or however, or if it depends on what kind of issues you have.
Sure. Yeah, but no, this is like it's like a glory almost. But going back to something like that.
Yeah,
it is going to. It is like a natural return, and people are seeing that everywhere. It's just like this is so early in it that you don't really recognize it until it already happens.
And I bet,
but I think we're very early in it. I think we're very early in it.
I could see that actually being the biggest fighters against the Muslim religion, because they're right now, since all these churches, there's a lot of churches that are going out of business, or basically going out of service. Yeah, the Muslims are coming in and they're buying them up by the hundreds.
But you got to think
they
too,
have a forward mission to be able to convert.
But this type of movement, right? Like I said, it turns into a formal religion without the like it's an informal religion,
right?
But this type of movement, this type of action that happens in society after that is glorious. So it is something that like it might not look good right now, but like truth always wins in the end, and that's kind of where we're at. So we're seeing this like, and this is part of that post-political stuff, right? This is part of that like, oh, we didn't get the Epstein files. Well, like people instantly start disconnecting from these institutions, and they're like, well, how do I find internal order, right? And that's where this type of religion would come in. And I don't know if it's necessarily God. It doesn't have to necessarily be Christ, but it is something that like something formal will come out of this, and it just looks like the youth don't really listen to anything. It is like a counterculture. It looks like conservatism is the new counterculture, whatever these like other people are gonna label it.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
It's like so far out of that wheelhouse that they wouldn't understand it, and that's kind of where it is.
You are actually onto something. I
don't want to be right about this kind of stuff, but like the prediction model is like all lean up towards it.
Yeah, so I'm on the same boat you are. I feel like that will be the great transition, because over the last 10 years, or no, actually, let's go back to like our Dose After Dark. The last since 2013, with the Pritchard's getting into DID and gender dysmorphia and all that mental health, and then turn into a profit margin. Yeah, we're gonna see this transition because, like you said, everybody doesn't like the current religious model. They want to go back to the roots. But now, one thing is you have to get rid of the Schofield Bible. You have to move away from the King James version. You have to go something that's even older than that. But you'll be able to bring in all of the books. Yeah, you bring all those books back in the fold. Yeah, where you're teaching about the Anunnaki. You're teaching about
I don't necessarily believe it'll be something older.
Well, you have to go to, but it'll be texts that are older than what is currently mass produced, which would be your King James and the Schofield Bible.
Yeah, and
the Schofield version of the King James Bible.
Yeah. And I know this is like all in tandem with like AI becoming sentient and all this stuff. And I think AI, like, I think it looks at everything that like humans have produced. I think it goes one step further. And it probably finds like
It'll probably find
the secrets of the universe, whatever that entails, right?
Yeah.
It probably refines a god. It probably refines
redefines God, or redefines the religious text, because like they'll move away from
but
the
I think that's in tandem with all this.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's kind of weird. Like I think, people might worship the AI god or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be people who do
very
that.
Possible. Yeah.
There's going to be people who do that.
There's
but
people
then
that still give money to Planned Parenthood. So
you'll find out that even the AI god is like telling people to be like, you can't worship me. It's like,
I think so too.
This is a bigger thing than all of us. And this is like something that is very much built into the code of like how societies function and how universes work. And like, it's kind of all in tandem.
It's similar to what
telling my grandma this, very tough sell. Very tough sell.
What was her comments from after you got done saying this?
Well, she thought that like at least young people would go back to some type of return to tradition type model. So it would be like the remembrance of faith, at least if it's not going to church every week. It would be something that's along the lines of like living in God, even if it's not necessarily going to Catholic church or whatever. And
which makes sense.
You got to think too. She's 80. She's 80 plus years old. And she's seen
a thing or two.
Yeah. And she's like really, I mean, she's gone to church her entire life, right? Like, so it was kind of a foreign concept for her to just be like, right away when I was like pretty blunt about it. Like,
when she was in her 50s, she was going through satanic panic. So she saw the revolution of what all that did. And then why now we see the blatant ideology of honoring Satan.
She's lived through
everything.
It. Yeah, she's lived through it. So I think she kind of came at it. Like, and my grandma's, like you said, probably pretty open-minded in terms.
Well, because if you're a follower of Christ, you're going to be open-minded, because that's like you could see everything. Because you've also gone through, because how many grandkids does she have?
A lot.
See what I mean?
It's got to be a lot now.
So you get what I mean, though? She sees everybody who they could be and who they are, who they were through her own lens, because she's been on this earth for so long, and she's seen what the Vietnam War did, the Korean War did. Even though she may be in her infancy when the Korean War was going on, but she saw what the Gulf War did, and Iraqi freedom, and all these different conflicts that were created by man, like for the worship of greed to going after money instead of preservation.
And something that she still told me after all of this too, she's like, "You were always the most like religious grandkid that I had. What happened?" And then I was and that's. Now she kind of knows.
Yeah.
So like,
but it's probably a conversation that she'll remember for the rest of your life and her life.
Yeah. So go ahead and read the question, man.
This is actually a pretty cool question here. So I don't know who came up with this one, but if you could be any character from any cartoon, who would you choose?
This is a failed question. Oh man, BTier Bowler cap question.
Yeah.
What main character would I be? Oh wait, is it main character or any character?
Any character from any cartoon, who would you choose?
Man.
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's a good one.
There's a lot of phenomenal cartoons.
Any cartoon? I would probably go Beast Boy from
what?
Teen Titans.
Oh, okay. All right. Why? Why would you choose him?
You don't have to answer that.
What? You see this way your hair can get all prettier? You
no,
like him
no.
Prettier mane?
That's not what he does. What? He's got short hair. No. Beast Boy. That'd be my answer. Go ahead.
But why though? Why do you relate to Beast Boy?
He's pretty cool.
All right. But there's got to be something.
Plus, it's a DC comic. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
You get to live in that universe too, and
understandable.
Hang out with Cyborg or whatever.
I got you. Well,
cool.
you got the whole Teen Titan
be
crew.
Bros. Yeah, we'd be bros.
Yeah.
Starlight and I, we'd probably bang. I don't know.
I'm sure if they wrote
or Raven. I guess Raven is pretty cool. Yeah.
I'm sure she could have sex floating upside down.
Yeah,
right.
It'd be sick.
Be entertaining.
How about you?
So I would. So this as a old anime from like 1980s. It's Vampire Hunter D.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I've heard of it before. I've never watched it. So
great series.
You have to fill me in.
Yeah. So basically, what D is like he is the guy that you bring in when everything fails. Like you're at your last desperate thing right there where evil has overcome and overtaken everything, but you have to basically fight evil with evil, or at least something on that supernatural plane to be able to fight what is going on. Because it's like Vampire Hunter D at the end of the movie, well, you haven't seen it, so I can't really give you too much information. You have to probably download it because you have to pay for it, because I haven't yet, or you have to buy it on DVD or Blu-ray. And
piracy.
Yeah. Which is funny, you bring that up. Netflix, that's how they use those analytics from Pirate Bay to determine how to grow their own platform.
One of the best ones that people like that. I love them.
But anyways,
that's what they should be doing.
But getting back to like, that's why I like his character, because he's always been a solitude person, but he has a core group of people. Like, he's a core group, a network of people that has been. But you're talking centuries old, so it's like his
vampires.
Yeah. Well, he is a vampire.
Yeah.
But he has been able to create the self-discipline to not be gluttonous to his curse.
Okay.
But what he does is that he basically
doesn't kill random people or anything.
No,
like that.
He's basically a hitman. You just pay him to do what you need to do, and that's how it goes. And so that's how he gets brought in. It's got a whole multi-book story arc, multiple cartoons, stuff like that, or multiple anime, multiple manga, or was it manga books?
Yeah.
Like huge series of it all. But yeah, that's basically what he does. That's why he is. But it's like, it's just one of those people that's like he can operate individually, but he works better in a group when it's like it's a unified mission to take care of a greater evil that needs to be that has gotten out of hand.
Okay.
And basically, it's like, well, I'm going to put you in check, because then I'm going to go out and it's going to ripple effect.
Okay.
And then basically what he'll do, granted, creates like a power vacuum, but it's like he's got the skill set to deal with, because he could do both. He can use a daywalker as well.
He's a daywalker.
Let me take that back. I don't think he's necessarily a daywalker, but he's been able to figure out the right combination of heavy clothing to allow him to walk in the sun.
Okay, he's like figured it out.
Yes, he's
puts
been able
on like
to,
a heat suit or something.
Yeah, he's able to figure out some way to remove
Vampire D.
any UV rays from hitting his skin.
Okay.
Yeah, Vampire Hunter D, and there's a one that came out like 2001, 2002, or maybe like it was 3 or 4 that they came with Vampire D Bloodlust. Now it's basically the second one. It's a popular one inside Japan's culture, but not necessarily in America's culture. So that's why it's a little bit difficult for them to be able to take that IP and run with it. Like, it doesn't have the same recognition or how it resonates with like My Hero Academia or Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that. It's a more of a darker religious aspect to it all. Okay. Because it's like you are talking about demons and devils and angels and God. Yeah. You have to bring all these into the equation when you're dealing with this spectrum of entertainment.
Yeah. So, like, do you think if you had the powers of this vampire hunter, you think you could take down the evils of today?
Oh yeah, for sure. Who's gonna stop me? Because it's like you have superhuman speed, superhuman strength. You still have all the powers of a vampire, but you've mastered the ability not to go after blood. You figure out your own means of being able, kind of like Blade does. But it's like he basically, but his way of feeding is on evil. Like, he'll go after the ones that are demons, like werewolves and stuff like he'll go after demons and feed off of them to rejuvenate him. Because there's been a few times that he's been in a situation, but you're using today's technology, you still be able to survive, because it's like you have the speed to be able to take out somebody that has a ultraviolet light. But on top of that too, you're a hunter, so you're going to move within the technology that's available.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. I think you could do it. Guys, BTier Pod. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button. Click that notification bell down below. We post daily over on YouTube. I don't know about Instagram, Facebook. I have no idea what's going on over there.
I don't know about Facebook. Instagram is still remaining consistent. Like, we've seen an increase as long as I schedule the videos.
Yeah.
Like after 4 o'clock, we've seen actual 4 digits instead of the triple digits.
Sweet.
But we're not getting the interaction that I was hoping for.
Dang.
Yeah, we're getting like 1 to 3 likes, 4 likes, but we're getting the views. We're getting 2, 3, 4,000 views
on YouTube. We get like so many views, and then we'll have like 1 or 2 likes, and then we'll have like whatever. So
some
I don't know. I don't know what we need to talk about. I don't know what we need to say. You know, what if people?
We're
what
not
gets
there to
people mad. You know what I mean?
Well, in order to do that, we have to be able to talk about topics that get us in trouble in the first place.
I know, and I know.
Yeah, we're not to the level of the Unsubscribed podcast yet.
Oh yeah. But even if it's not that, like, you know, what else? Like Patrick but David, we need to get up there.
That would be awesome.
That would be amazing. But we need to do like more daily shows. We need to do more like actual topics, you know, like bring in like the I've seen stuff, but like every day we just be coming with a new Brom show, new breaking news, whatever.
Yeah, because I think
I would love to do that, but I know like we don't have the time yet. You guys got to get off of work. So you guys need to do no more work. Work part-time like me.
Well, yeah, it would be nice to be able to do that. I got
honestly, don't worry about
6 more years of child support. Then that is off my list.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't worry about it that much. Like honestly, I might go back to full time at some point. Like,
oh really? You've got,
dude. I kind of want to. Like, there's just nothing to do during the day. Everybody's working.
Yeah,
really, I know it's working.
That's the thing. That's why I like to. Well, I really enjoy what I do because it's like the impact is very is right away.
What I do too. Yeah. It's like it's more impactful to be at work every day than it is to not be. And I think that's like a crazy.
Yeah, and we're very lucky that we were able to achieve.
I don't think people at home understand, like, when you have like a job that you actually care about and like can affect people's lives.
Your role is with
is more important to be at work. Like it is.
You guys work with kids and young adults. Like your impact will last decades.
Yeah, and you know, I think that's kind of like what we were just talking about with like, a new religion or whatever. Yeah. Well, like part of that is living the religion, right? So it's like that would be a massive, like that is a massive thing. Is like to be able to affect, like, you know, future generations.
And my role doesn't require recognition, or you don't need to sacrifice because like
it's
I
a
work
thankless job.
Yeah,
man.
That's what I like about it. It's like I don't have to work in the limelight. I'm not have to prove to somebody or something, or like
you're just helping the guy across the road, or you're helping.
I'm helping
the person
people
that you're talking to
need the help, that really need like the people that are 60, 70, 80 years old. Yeah. Even I think the oldest vet I worked with was 91, 92. Yeah. And we were able to, so
dude, something like that too, like you could do for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Like you are like making a positive change, which is something that not a lot of people get to do. And frankly, like I hate to say that, but not a lot of people get to do. You can't really justify a lot of jobs like, hey, you are making a positive impact on somebody.
That's why a lot of people like construction work, because it's like the stuff you do
will create the revenue that comes after.
Like the Avenue of the Saints. My dad worked on that project.
I was just about to say construction. Honestly, that's so funny.
That is a thankless job.
It's easy to justify.
You create a legacy that nobody knows about.
Yeah, you built something that like people are gonna look up to. People are gonna find value in.
Oh yeah,
that is something that it's so weird. It's so odd. There's not many jobs like it. So when you do find one, like. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a podcast. It doesn't have to be
It's not really even a job, because it's like it's so rewarding. It's fun because
it just feels different. It feels different, and I miss working with like I. That's what the last year and a half I've been part-time, third shift. I barely get to make an impact anymore, and I feel like I'm missing something, and that's very obviously what it is. The time away is great too. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The time away is great. Like I can work on a lot. I can get stuff going again. And like, now that we kind of have like how we post, how we edit here, I won't like miss that. Like it'll just be something that is an inherent. It's going to keep happening. It's going to like it's like a drilled into my brain, you know?
Yeah, because now the upside is you're 29, right?
28.
28. So
how old am I?
This is like I was the same age as you were when I had Sophia. So it's like this is the time you want to start having kids, because it's like every year you get closer to it's like, how old do you want to be raising kids? Because like right now I'll be 48 when Sophia I'll be 46 when Sophia she'll be on, I won't be paying child support, but she'll be at least 18. Yeah. Now this is the time where you actually got to think about like when do you want to have kids? Because like you hit 30, it's 48. You hit 32, that's 50. Yeah. So it's like it's better to be a young parent to have the energy to do it than an old parent when you're still struggling, because it's like because now the upside is like, let's see, if you want to have grandkids, if you wait until you're in your 30s to have grandkids, they may not have the kids and grandkids until you're dead. I'm putting it this way. I am the only grandchild on my mom's side that her mom, my grandma, got to meet a great grandchild. And I was born in the 80s. So it's like, that's legacy that you're thinking about. Because some people think about legacy about, I want my name on a street or a building. Well, nobody gives a shit about that. But it's like having kids and having grandkids, but being there. Like my dad is 72. He's got a granddaughter that's 12. He sees her multiple times a year. I have a mom that lives 1,200 miles away and hasn't seen her in 6 years. She's got a grandson she hasn't met yet. So it's like, where do you see yourself after your kid turns 18? That's where reality really sets in. That's when mortality sets in. It's like, where do I want to be? Because it's like, let's say you have your kid at 35. Well, you got 35, 45, and then you add 8 years on to 45, you're in your mid 50s. That's if then it's like nowadays, like it's like the idea is that we're like for this whole back assward situation is like, we need to start instructing younger women to have their kids when they're younger, because that's going to be your most fulfilling. And you can still have your career after, let's say you have your kids at 20. They're going to be out of the house at 38. You still have 30 years to do great things. It's all about what's up here. If you're a victim, or poor me, or I want to be feminist, you fuck yourself. Because now it's like we've talked about this, where we're gonna run into a situation where there's gonna be so many women that are gonna be fatherless or husbandless, childless, that they've actually started changing their marketing because the lack of connection to tradition, a patriarch, religion, or Christ is going away, because we've allowed the devil to flourish since the 60s. Free love, that's all sin. That's all Satan.
We'll put this in the new religion. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Peace out. Later. Made you look.
Yeah.